Now, I've been getting a lot of messages that go something like this. If all these bad things are happening to my favorite rappers, as a fan, what can I do to help them? I want to be there for my favorite rappers like they're there for me. The answer to that question is very straightforward. There's not much you can do. You know, as fans, at the end of the day, we're outsiders just like your favorite rapper is an outsider in your life. There's only so much you can do apart from supporting their music, and there's only so much they can do apart from doing their job, which is making music. Have you ever asked yourself the question, how come there are so many people who become diehard fans of an artist? People become diehard fans of rappers and artists because that rapper represents the kind of person they would want in their life. And that's why when one of your favorite ones dies, it literally feels like you just lost a good friend of yours. And by the way, I think it's normal to feel that way. They've done so much for you, why wouldn't you feel that way? On the other hand, you gotta stay a little bit detached. Don't get too invested into your favorite rapper because number one, obviously you don't want to become a stan, and number two, you don't want to vicariously live through them like so many people do. You got a life of your own to live. The question a lot of us are, constantly asking ourselves is, what can we do to help these rappers? Because a lot of them are struggling in silence. A lot of them are crying for help. A lot of them are pretty much self-destructing, which is honestly really sad to see. And the fact that so many of them have yes men around them, that doesn't help either. I think the power you as a fan have though is just highlighting when you think that your favorite rapper is struggling. As an example, do you remember that Lil Sky's crying for help video I made? During that time, I remember how a lot of his fans were obviously very, worried for him, which I was as well. But there's of course only so much the fans can do, right? They can express their worries for him, but that's where it ends. Now it's on Lil Sky's to get himself together. And in this case, by the way, that's what happened. I haven't seen Lil Sky's posting anything concerning on his social medias in a while now. And by the way, I already know why that's the case. It's because Lil Sky's has found why he's on this earth. He's found a bigger purpose. I say that because if you don't already know, just a couple months ago, he became a father. Yes, Lil Sky's has a son now. On his song Magic that he dropped a couple months ago, he talked about this. Tell my son I love him for him, I'ma make it happen. And then on another line, he says, bank account for my son, he won't have to struggle. I have a feeling Lil Sky's son is probably gonna be a big part of his music going forward. I mean, we all saw Lil Sky struggling, right? He was posting all these cries for help on Twitter and Instagram. Everyone was worried about him, but now that's all come to an end because he's found something to live for. I think it's a beautiful thing, man. I think when a lot of young rappers get to a point where they have the money, the power, and the fame, aka the things they thought would make them happy, and they're not happy after acquiring all that, things start going downhill after that because they have everything they dreamed about, yet they're still not happy. That's when a lot of these guys start medicating themselves with pills and lean. They just don't have anything to live for at that point, or at least they think, but that's another conversation for another day. The point is, you can't save your favorite rapper. At the end of the day, your connection to them is obviously very limited. I mean, even I can sit here and make a positive video about a specific rapper hoping that it reaches them, and sometimes it's actually reached them, meaning they've seen the video but nothing changes because they're not ready to change. And by the way, this is the same exact reason why so many rappers could die due to drugs, and a lot of these guys are still doing those drugs knowing they might just end up like that other guy. It's not until they get affected by it when they start to maybe, just maybe change their ways. At the end of the day, be a fan, support your favorite rapper, but don't ever forget that you can't save them. They can only save themselves.